The controversy surrounding the Chinese spy balloon that drifted into North American airspace recently has dominated the newspaper headlines across the Western world. Chinese officials have claimed that the balloon in question was in fact a meteorological airship that had drifted off course whilst collecting weather data. However, the US government claimed that the balloon was monitoring sensitive sites of military importance. Let's take a look at the last time a hostile weather monitoring device was found on the North American continent. In October of 1943, the crew of U-boat U-537 set sail from Kiel in northern Germany carrying weather station Kurt, designed by Siemens, to a remote location in Newfoundland, Canada. The purpose of the weather station was to provide the Nazi war effort with more accurate weather forecasts for the Atlantic Fleet. The Germans had to rely on reconnaissance planes and reports from U-boat commanders who had to break radio silence to provide weather updates, and by the time they reached Berlin, they were no longer accurate. U-537 reached Martin Bay in northern Labrador, a location chosen because of its extreme remoteness, with the station's discovery by local Inuit tribes being less likely here. The crew soon set about deploying Kurt, who was equipped with an array of measuring equipment, a telemetry system, and a 150-watt Lawrence 150 FK type transmitter. The station itself consisted of 10 cylindrical canisters. One canister contained the measuring instruments and was attached to a 10-metre antenna, whilst the other canisters contained the nickel-cadmium batteries. Weather Station Kurt would send readings every 3 hours. Each reading lasted 2 minutes and transmitted on 3,940 kHz. The crew left empty American cigarette packets and labelled one of the canisters as belonging to the Canadian Meteor Service to avoid raising suspicion if the station was discovered by Allied forces. Weather Station Kurt transmitted from the Newfoundland and Labrador Peninsula for around a month before ceasing transmission under mysterious circumstances, probably as a result of being jammed. The weather station remained largely forgotten about until, in 1977, Peter Johnson, a geomorphologist, discovered the remains of Kurt whilst working on a completely unrelated project. In 1981, W.A.B. Douglas, a military historian, went to the site and found the equipment still in place. But strangely, the canisters that housed the measuring equipment and batteries had recently been opened and were strewn across the site. Weather Station Kurt was recovered and taken to the Canadian War Museum in Ottawa, where it is currently on display.